Kyle Bradshaw from Chaparral Motorsports, and welcome to this heated gear or cold weather buying guide. When temperatures drop down below 50 degrees, riding a motorcycle or any power sports vehicle can become uncomfortable. Why? Wind chill. Wind chill is the effect of whatever the ambient temperature is combined with wind, which creates an even more cold experience. For example, take a look at this wind chill chart. So the temperature drops down from 50 to 40 degrees and you're out riding around town at speeds roughly 50 miles an hour or so. The wind chill temperature is about 26 degrees. That's below freezing. We wouldn't normally think that. We step outside and it's 40 degrees. We don't think about freezing cold weather, but as soon as you add the wind chill, that's exactly what happens. It doesn't matter how many layers of clothing you have on. Over time, you're going to get cold. That cold weather is going to press against your outer shell. It's going to move to your next mid layer. It's going to move to your base layer, and then you're going to eventually feel that freezing cold temperature against your skin. And the only way to combat that is to pull over and get warmed up. With the invention of heated gear, the products we have here on the table, you can absolutely combat that. Basically, heated gear, you're going to plug into your bike or you're going to be powered by a battery. It's going to give you a warming layer between your skin and that outside element. You can literally ride for hours and hours on end, and that effect of that cold weather transferring through all your layers absolutely gets stopped by the force field of heated gear. I've been riding nearly year-round since I was 15, 16 years old, and commuting to school, commuting to work. Now, cold weather was always miserable in the wintertime. By the time I got to where I was going, my knees wouldn't work really well, and I was just freezing. You jump in a mildly warm shower to heat up and your skin is like super tingling, like you're getting stuck with needles. Not fun. Since the invention of layering, which we started learning from the outdoor industries, and we brought that into the motorcycle industry, now we have heated gear. Gerbings was one of the originals, but it was super expensive and it was cumbersome. I personally have had the opportunity to use all of the brands and products here on the table, and today I'm going to tell you what I feel is the good, better, best of heated gear and heated clothing. So if I were going to start with the good section of heated clothing, I'd have to say it would be the mobile warming. While I really like mobile warming, and I wish I could give it a much higher rating in the power sports industry, it's just not capable of creating the amount of heat that we need while traveling at freeway speeds down the road. Now I give mobile warming an A+ for walking the dog or going to a ball game. Absolutely phenomenal garments. Basically you have 2 heat pads on the chest and 1 on your back. This is going to allow your core to stay warm. Now when it comes to the power sports industry, that's where this garment is a little bit lacking. Number 1, in control, and number 2, in basically the heat that's presented. So while walking the dog or sitting at a ball game, you can have that proper temperature for your relatively static movement or your mild movement. Now once you get on the bike, that wind chill that we talked about earlier is now blasting your body, and you need to really crank up the heat in order to not feel cold while wearing the mobile warming on the bike. Now the problem comes in is that cranked up super high, your battery life is really minimized. Basically 2 hours tops. Now, once you pull off the highway, you have another problem. Adjusting the mobile warming requires you to take the battery out, click through the modes in order to adjust the temperature. You're not going to do that at every stoplight. So you pull up to the stoplight, all of a sudden you're roasting. So if you bump it down, then you start riding again. Well, once that wind chill starts hitting you, you're going to get cold, you're going to have to bump it back up again. It's just not the most effective way to get heat onto your motorcycle. And that's why I prefer the wired options. When it comes to wired options, I've got 2 favorites, TourMaster and FirstGear. If you're on a budget and you want a really plug and play option where you don't have to worry about wiring or what type of controller you want, TourMaster is the way to go. So why do I rate TourMaster as the better instead of the best? Well, simply because the all-inclusiveness that each of those garments has makes it a little bit cumbersome if you're trying to tie all of these pieces of gear together. You've got gloves, you've got vests, you've got jackets, you've got pants, they've got insoles, lots and lots of options. Now, as far as the controllers go, like I said, a little bit cumbersome. You're going to have your battery lead, same as FirstGear. It's going to wire directly to the battery, positive, negative, and give you a female coax that hangs off the motorcycle. You're then going to have your power lead you're going to plug into that. That's going to be either a single controller or a dual controller. This is going to allow you to run your jackets and your gloves, your jacket and your pants at one temperature, or with the dual controller, you can run each of those garments at their own separate temperature. Now it's how that controller sits on your body that I really have a hard time with the TourMaster line of products. It either clips onto your garment or has a really interesting, basically leg harness. You basically have a Velcro strap that goes around the thigh, and then so, it's convenient when you're on the motorcycle. You just reach down to your thigh and twist the knob and you can adjust your temperature. While it is really convenient, it's just not my preferred way to manage the heat on my heated gear. The second reason that I give TourMaster good instead of best is going to be the garment itself. The vests and the jackets and the pants are quite thick material, so they're insulated and they've got heat inside of them. The way that I personally dress while on the motorcycle is I like that mid and base layer to be nice and thin, but for them to pack the punch. When I jump into my FirstGear jacket liner or pants, they're super thin, so they don't take up extra room inside the jacket. They're not bulky, and that I really like. For my particular riding style, I ride a lot with my wife. She's on the back. And with that controller strapped to my leg or on the front of my body, it's a little difficult for her to access her controls while we're riding down the road. So if you're looking for a one and done type of solution, if you're looking for just heated gloves, you can buy just the gloves. It's going to come with your controller, it's going to come with the wire harness, it's going to come with everything you need in that one package. Same thing with the jacket or the pants. While on the topic of wiring, I prefer to run a full sleeve jacket, heated jacket, and the reason for that is twofold. Number one, a vest, yes, it's going to heat your core, but numerous times when wearing a vest, riding down the highway, that wind blasts and hits your arms, and your arms do end up getting chilly. So you could have heated gloves, your hands are warm, heated vest, your core is warm, but you still get uncomfortableness in your arms. If you're running a heated jacket with full sleeves, you're going to get that heat that goes all the way down to your arms. And the thing that I like best is the quick connect right at the wrist. If you're running a full-length heated jacket, you don't have to run the silly Y cable from your gloves down through your arms of your jacket in order to get to the power. It's right there at the cuff. You unzip the zipper, you plug in the gloves of the jacket, and you're ready to roll. With the FirstGear line of product, you basically choose all of the elements that you want. You want gloves, pants, jacket, all that stuff kind of works together, and then you choose the controller that's going to best work for your application. And the FirstGear doesn't come with just one type of controller. The FirstGear line of heated gear has what they call a heat troller. There's lots of different styles. There's mounted trollers where you could literally drill a hole, mount the knob onto your motorcycle, and it's completely seamless. Basically, the only connector you'd have to your body is going to be the one lead that connects your jacket to the battery. They've also got portable controllers. This is going to be a controller very similar to that of the TourMaster. It's going to be an inline controller that's going to give you either a single or a dual output. With so many different ways to wire the heated gear to your motorcycle, you can find the wiring system that's going to work best for your application. So why is it that I like the remote option the best? Quite simply, simplicity and ease of use. When I'm using the remote option, I basically have the one wire from the jacket that plugs into the battery of the motorcycle. Then I've got this remote right here. This remote I usually have Velcro on the back of it, and then I've got a spot on every single one of my motorcycles that I can literally set this in place. And now I can just reach up and turn the knob, and I've got full access to my heat as I'm cruising. My other favorite part is I ride often with my wife, and she likes to be in control of her heat so she can control her own comfort level. Back in the beginning when I was using either the TourMaster or the wired FirstGear option before they came out with the remote, it was a tap on the shoulder, a yell into the helmet. It usually didn't go very well, and then I knew that she needed to have some more heat. So you crank it up, and then she gets hot, and you got to crank it down again. Now I can literally hand the remote back to her. She can pull it out of her pocket, adjust her heat, and put it back. She's happy, I'm happy, and we're having a great ride. Gloves, leather and textile, and something that most other manufacturers of heated gear don't have, the glove liner. This glove liner allows you to be able to use whatever glove you're currently wearing, your favorite motorcycle glove, throw this liner on, connect the heat, and bam, you now have heat in any motorcycle glove that you currently own. The neat part about the glove liner is there are no wires on the inside. It's a carbon fiber weave, super comfortable, really thin, and will allow you to, again, put heat in just about any glove that you're currently wearing. Again, all of the garments and products here on the table and brands represented are fantastic, and they're going to keep you warm and comfortable while riding down the highway. But let's touch real quick on why I really like FirstGear, why I think it's the best brand of all of these here on the table. Number one, super lightweight. I've got about 120,000 miles on this particular jacket here, and it's never let me down. It's my fourth FirstGear heated jacket, well, between me and my wife, and it's phenomenal. The lightweight of the material allows me to have it on in all weather conditions. And when it gets colder, I reach down, turn the thermostat, boom, I've got heat and I'm comfortable. In a nutshell, these are three of the best brands on the market to get heated gear on your motorcycle. We're really lucky. There's lots of other options. I mean, Powerlet has something out there. I think Anti-Gravity has a new one. But these have been the staples for quite a while. They're tried and true, and in my opinion, good, better, and best of heated gear in the motorcycle industry. Thank you for joining us here at Chaparral Motorsports today, where we've given you this guide to heated gear. We hope that some of my personal experiences using the mobile warming, TourMaster Synergy, and the FirstGear Warm and Safe gear has given you an understanding of what gear will work best for your application. Again, motorcycle riding gear is the key to having a comfortable and a safe ride. Please remember to like and subscribe to these videos so you will be up to date. As soon as we release a new video of a new product or a gear guide, you'll have it in your inbox and you'll be the first to see it. I'm Kyle. Until next time, take care and ride safe.